The all-new 6th generation 4Runner has been on the market for about a year now, and we've already taken a look at the TRD Sport trim, but today we have the top-of-the-line Trailhunter model with the iForce Max hybrid powertrain, so let's check it out. The 2025 4Runner comes in many different trims and packages. The gas model is available with 7-seat configuration, and the hybrid model is available with some pretty hardcore off-road bits like the TRD Pro and this Trailhunter. The gas model starts at 56,000 Canadian dollars, but if you want the hybrid model, that will be closer to 70 grand. This fully loaded Trailhunter model will set you back over 86,000 Canadian dollars after deliveries and before taxes. First things first, I think the Trailhunter really does look the part. The front end looks extremely aggressive with the extra wide fender flares, the snorkel, and then of course the skid plates that covers extensively the undercarriage to protect it. And then of course, how can you forget about the fog lamps that's exclusive to the Trailhunter with dual color white or amber, and also the light bar. These, when turned on at night, look super cool. Under the hood is a 2.4 liter turbocharged inline-4 paired with an electric motor to produce 326 horsepower and 465 pound-feet of torque. It gets an 8-speed automatic transmission with part-time 4-wheel drive and a 2-speed transfer case. This Trailhunter model also gets a locking rear differential as well as sway bar disconnect. If you go for the gas model, you still get this 2.4 liter turbo engine, just without the electric motor, which produces 278 horsepower and 317 pound-feet of torque. Over to the side, most notably, this Trailhunter gets 33-inch all-terrain tires fitted with 18-inch bronze rims. It also gets rock rails down here, a metal roof rack up here, as well as Trailhunter-specific suspension upgrades. Double wishbone in the front and a solid rear axle in the back, but it's lifted 1.5 inch and 2 inches respectively compared to the standard 4Runner. It even gets Old Man Emu shock absorbers with remote reservoirs in the back, and if you look closer, Trailhunter is stamped directly onto the upper control arm in the front, which I think is a really cool touch. Considering that this 6th generation 4Runner still uses a body-on-frame construction, towing is of no issue. 6,000 pounds for the gas model and 5,800 pounds for this hybrid version. Both these numbers are in fact higher than the previous generation with the V6. Tow hitch comes standard along with a trailer brake controller as well as a number of different camera angles and trailer nanny, so if you do plan to tow, it should be a piece of cake. Toyota for this generation has also kept the power rear windows, which you can open and close using the buttons out here directly. Opening up the trunk, the first thing you'll notice is the raised cargo floor. It's still a big trunk, but compared to the gas model, because of the hybrid components, you do lose out on some cargo space. That's also precisely the reason why you can't get the 7-seat configuration in this hybrid version. The hybrid components do not take up the entirety of the raised cargo floor, so you do get a storage bin in the front and a storage bin in the back of the trunk. I do wish that they could have pushed all the hybrid components all the way to the front of the trunk so that I get a bigger, larger storage bin instead. The Trailhunter model also gives you a onboard air compressor, which could come in handy if you go for off-roading and you need to deflate your tires and then re-inflating it after you're done. Inside, the Trailhunter gets green leatherette Softex materials with yellow stitching and yellow piping. The interior space is good. I have quite a bit of headroom and quite a bit of legroom, but it's probably not as big as you think given the exterior size of this vehicle. There is quite a lot of recline adjustments, which makes it quite comfortable, but you do sit quite high up, so it makes it a little bit difficult to get in and out. This Trailhunter has the sunroof deleted for the roof rack on top, and heated rear seats are available but only on the Platinum, so not on this Trailhunter. Heated front seats, on the other hand, is standard across the board. This model also gets ventilation, driver memory, as well as heated steering wheel. In terms of the interior design, compared to the 5th generation 4Runner, this looks way better, way more modern, and I quite like it. There's a big digital instrument cluster, massive infotainment screen, rugged grab handles, as well as Toyota printed on the dash over on the passenger side to complete the look. The graphics on the screens look good. The information on the cluster is quite useful, and the infotainment screen supports wireless Android Auto and wireless Apple CarPlay. The only weird thing is that on the infotainment screen, the fonts are just massive. There's no way of adjusting it. It is just what it is. Down here, you've got a bunch of physical controls and rotary dials for your climate control as well as your vehicle controls. There's also a wireless charger as well as a few fast charging USB ports, which is nice to have. Storage compartment here are nice. There's a lot of little storage areas for things like your phone, your little goodies, things like that. On the left of the steering wheel, you have your row of auxiliary switches along with the buttons to control your fog lights as well as the light bar. Okay, one last thing before we go for a drive is that for this Trailhunter model, not only do you get a JBL sound system, you also get a JBL portable speaker that is integrated to the dash here that you could press a button and just lift up and bring it with you for camping or whatever. I mean, how cool is that? Just like the Tacoma, the 4Runner for this generation also loses out on the V6. You now get the option between a 2.4 liter turbo 4 or a 2.4 liter turbo 4 hybrid, which is what we have here. Some of you guys might be sad to see the V6 go, and others might not think it's that big a deal. It's kind of up to you here, personal opinion. But what I can tell you is that this still drives like a truck, and with the electric motor filling in the gaps between the torques, this power band is very robust. Now, the best part about this engine, I guess specifically to the Trailhunter model, is the fact that it has a snorkel, and when you accelerate, this is what you hear. There's a whole bunch of turbo sounds, turbo whistle, the blow-off valve. It's so cool. The 8-speed gearbox on the 4Runner isn't all that fast, but it's quite smooth and there's no gear hunting from my observations. The operation when switching to 4 high or 4 low is also quite seamless, and of course you can lock up the rear differentials if you wanted to. If you're wondering about the light bar, you can only turn that on with the high beams, and when you have the high beams on, it turns off the fog lights. So from factory, there's no way you can have both the light bar and the fog lights turned on at the same time. When it comes to fuel economy, despite being a hybrid, it hasn't been great on gas. It's rated for 10.3 liters per 100 kilometers in the city and 9.5 on the highway, but I've been averaging closer to 15 in the city and 14 on the highway. Perhaps it's something to do with the cold weather, but the engine doesn't switch off nearly as frequent as most other hybrids. There have been instances where it would allow for engine off coasting and engine off while idling, but just not very often. To me, this iForce Max system is more of a way to boost power than to save fuel. As far as off-road capabilities go, needless to say, this Trailhunter does an outstanding job. It's got proper off-road tires, lifted suspension, skid plates all over the undercarriage, as well as differential lock, sway bar disconnect, and a bunch of different onboard camera angles for your support when doing off-roading stuff. Now, I didn't get a chance to take this off-road this week, and the little sprinkles of snow that I've been experiencing hasn't nearly been enough to challenge this Trailhunter, but I can tell you that the on-road behavior is exceptional as well. The off-road tires do generate a bit of road noise, and the roof rack does create some wind noise, but overall it's still quite quiet in here even at highway speeds. Additionally, despite this being a body-on-frame truck with solid rear axle, the suspension tuning and the Old Man Emu shock absorbers does a great job providing a comfortable ride quality, and it's actually been able to reduce the typical body-on-frame vibration to a minimal. Another great addition for this all-new Generation 4Runner is the inclusion of Toyota Safety Sense 3.0. What that means is that it has features like adaptive cruise control, blind spot warning, emergency braking, and even lane tracing. For reference, neither the Bronco nor the Wrangler has lane tracing. So, if getting to off-road trails require highway driving, you will be cruising in comfort. Overall, there's no doubt in my mind that this 4Runner Trailhunter is an incredibly cool truck. It looks extremely aggressive and is extremely capable off-road. There also aren't many compromises aside from the slightly smaller interior space because it's still quiet and still comfortable despite having off-road tires and a body-on-frame construction. The problem, in my opinion, lies with the price tag. 86,000 Canadian dollars before taxes. You can literally buy a Land Rover Defender for less. Perhaps a niche group of people can justify the price tag of this Trailhunter. Unfortunately, I'm not one of them. Anyway, thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.